That introduction was absolutely amazing. Happy Friday, everybody, to my friends and family. And if you are my friend, you are also my family. So it looks a little bit different today. And that is because I have texted Veronica and let her know that I have hijacked her Fire Friday and am now making myself the host going forward. This is going to be the best Fire Friday of all Fire Fridays because you now have the best Fire Friday host, but you also have the best Fire Friday guest. In front of me today, we have Patricia Cintron, the talent ambassador for the Figueroa team. Give it up for Patricia. Welcome, Patricia. How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to be on here.
You feeling good?
Feeling so amazing.
You got the best host in front of you
I
today.
am so excited.
So I wanted to start off with just, this is Fire Friday, right? And I always feel like, I know when I first came on the show, it was very like, oh my God, a little nervous. So I want to melt the ice on Fire Friday with you
Okay.
by asking you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Are you ready for them?
Yeah.
So first question, hot or cold?
Hot.
When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is?
Pray.
What's your favorite childhood TV show?
Oh, let's see. Favorite child? Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry, instant classic. What's the last thing you binge watch? Either movie, TV show?
You.
Okay.
We didn't finish it, but it
What
was,
season did you end up on?
I think, like the third.
Okay, so you're cruising along there.
Yeah.
Favorite book you would recommend?
Um.
And by who?
Richest Man in Babylon. But
Love that book.
Yeah, I don't know it changed my relationship with money.
Okay, I dig that. Do you prefer text, call, email, or the wild card, FaceTime? Best form of communication for you,
I would say calls.
Okay.
Old school.
Okay, calls. Why do you say that? You just feel like you get more done in those calls?
Yeah, I just like to, hear the person's reaction, and I always pick up the phone and call.
Okay, and you know we're in the holiday season, so I need to ask you, what is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, why?
Just, it's a season of gratitude, and I'm a very grateful person, so it just kind of accentuates that.
I dig that. How many languages do you speak?
2.
And they are?
English and Spanish.
Okay, I dig that. Day or night?
I am day.
Okay, and what is your superpower?
My superpower is connecting with people.
I love it. So for those who don't know what Patricia is, she is our talent ambassador, and pretty much what her job is to find the best talent across, I would say, at the nation at this point. It's amazing to see.
Well, I think now world.
The world, right? I'm actually not doing it a justice with how EXP has definitely grown into so many countries now. It's amazing. And you've had such an impact on our business going forward. I believe our new onboarding class that we have coming up already has 11 agents in it. So, just bringing you on has been such an amazing addition to our team. You fit right in with our culture. And I just kind of wanted to first start off with your story. So how did you get here? What has molded you to become this great addition to the team?
I think it's because, Veronica took the time, and this has been years in the making. She really took the time to say, I want to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know what that looked like, but somehow, some way, she figured out a way to fit me in. And it didn't look like this for me. Like,
Okay.
When she used to say, we're going to work together, I didn't know what that really meant. And then all of a sudden, this opportunity, she created this, and it just is like my dream. Like, it really has, I don't even feel like I'm at work,
I love it because you said your superpower is connecting with people, and that's what you feel like you're doing day in and day out.
Yeah, every day. And, I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor, I'm an encourager, and, people are, and people are just coming to me and saying, wait a minute, what is this?
Mhm.
And it's transpired into, I can help change your life.
Mhm.
And because Veronica's life changed,
Mhm.
she's like, I want to change everybody's life.
Okay, gotcha. And so let's go back even further. How did you meet someone like Veronica? Like, were you guys in the same industry? Were you neighbors? What's the whole situation there? What's your whole background of getting to meet Veronica?
So I used to have a brokerage,
Mhm.
and she had her brokerage back in the day. And so we did business together. But that was from afar. We really
Mhm.
didn't know each other. And then from being in the industry, I started the NAREP North Orlando chapter. I was the membership director, and she was brought on, and she became president.
Mhm.
So we just developed our friendship there. She's been a mentor since then. It's been several years now, and that's how we met.
Okay, awesome. For those who are watching that don't know what you said as far as NAREP, can you explain what NAREP is and why an agent should want to be a part of an organization like that?
Yeah, so NAREP is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, and it literally changed the game for me in real estate. The connections that I made there immediately just increased my just my the way I thought, my relationship with money, my relationship with people. And what their focus is to help uh, the Hispanic community with their home ownership. But with that, they're so into, like, they have the Hispanic Wealth Project. Oh, that was so amazing. I went to the first event on the Hispanic Wealth Project, and there was so much resources and so much help for people. You don't
Yeah.
have to be Hispanic to get the help, but it is a focus on Hispanic home ownership because that cohort is it has a lot of money.
Mhm.
That that and they're not in the same numbers as some of the other, the other other races or ethnicities. So we're trying to tap into that
Mhm.
and help them with their generational wealth. And that's when I started to realize the difference between, my generational wealth and some of my friends, my
Right.
family. So it has really helped me help others as well, with their generational wealth. So I like to think that I am a generational wealth builder because I've learned what it takes.
Yeah, it sounds like NAREP is an amazing community where everybody's kind of uplifting each other. And I like what you said as far as like you didn't know what your generational wealth looked like until you saw it maybe for someone else. I love hearing that as far as like you never know. I think the saying is you don't know what you don't know, right? And
Yeah,
you could have a perception of something and you could think, hey, this is the total route. And then you're exposed to something totally different. And you're like, oh my gosh, I never even thought about it like
yeah,
that. So that sounds like an amazing community. So you and Veronica do a couple of deals here and there. Everything kind of comes together with NAREP. And then she says, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something. And then you guys, figure it out. And you are now the talent ambassador. So what do you think she saw in you? Or what do you think like what qualifies you to do what you do now? And why are you such a good fit in that role?
uh, you know, in this, I love real estate because it has changed who I am. Um, I have just learned so much. So in this process, I started to learn things like manifesting,
Mhm.
journaling, dreaming, goal setting, planning. I didn't know any of those things. Like, I did them when I had a corporate job, but
Right.
it was for the corporation.
Right. Right. Right.
When I got into real estate, it was about what I wanted, which was very different. Um, so I always had an idea of who I wanted to become,
Hmm.
who I wanted to be, and I had a lot of work to do, right?
Right.
Because when you make a decision, oh, I want to be, and it wasn't like a person; it's just like an idea that I had of this person that I wanted to be.
Hmm.
Because I didn't like who I was.
Right.
So journaling is amazing because you get to read your story.
Hmm.
And I remember one of the things that I used to do was go back and read my life, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
And it just kind of started making it forced me to make changes. So I always had I had a saying every single day. I would say to myself, I want to be the most amazing person that I know.
Mhm.
So when somebody would call me and they would say, "How are you?" I'm amazing.
Right.
I want to be amazing too. And I'm like, it's a decision. My life really wasn't amazing.
Mhm.
So what happened? Then when I walked into the room, I would light it up, not be like, complaining. Don't get me wrong. My life is not perfect, right?
Right.
But I choose to be amazing no matter what's happening in my life. And I connect with people because of that.
Okay.
So when I am just near people, they're like, I want whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it sounds like that is probably the reason why Veronica probably approached you and says, "Hey, I don't know what it is about you. I don't know exactly what you do, but I
Yeah.
want to work with you because I want to feel amazing like you." And it seems like that's what makes you such a great fit for this culture and such a great fit for what you're doing now because, we talk about with EXP, it's not recruiting, it's attracting,
Yeah.
right? And when you have that standard of, hey, I am amazing every single day, you're like a magnet
Yes.
attracting people day in and day out. So for me, I feel like that's the big qualification for you to do what you do, bringing on talent day in and day out. But I would love to hear one of the questions we got, before we got on this. If you were to describe your job position, how would you describe it?
Uh, I think what's neat about this job, and we're figuring out some things.
Of course, always.
Yeah, because we have an idea, and it's like, okay, yeah, we need to find the talent, but not everyone is for a role.
Hmm.
What I love about the Fig team and what I love about EXP and Veronica is that we take the time to find out what your superpower is.
Right.
And we want to help you uh, just focus on that superpower because everything changes when you do that.
Hmm.
So I think that the role has turned into finding out what people's superpowers are so we could put them in the right role. And what's amazing is that we have a space for almost anybody in real estate.
So it sounds like if you were to describe your role in one word, I feel like what you're telling me is matchmaking.
Yeah, definitely. We've got people that uh, are just in different, maybe it's a beginner,
Mhm.
but then in a couple years, they're wanting to, what's the biggest struggle in real estate is you bring on somebody, you build them up, and they leave you.
100%.
And you're like, oh, I've even heard people say, oh, they backstab me, or, I do all this work and they turn on me. Listen, people are loyal to their wants and their needs. And why should we limit people? Why do we want to build people up to make them, our slaves or stuck?
Right.
We don't want to do that to people. That's not effective.
Mhm.
That's why people leave.
Right.
Here, it's different.
Okay, so would you, because I would assume if you had your own brokerage before
Yeah.
and you're probably recruiting at that prior brokerage too, do you find that you would get more fulfillment? It's a little bit easier for you to recruit or even attract at this brokerage for this team because of the options and because of the avenues where you don't really feel like you're looking for maybe a specific type of person, but maybe you're looking for where you can fit that person in a specific role out of all the options you have. Is that kind of a good way to describe it?
Yes. And because so many people are different, are good at different things, and we happen to be attracting
Mhm.
some of the most highest producers and just quality of people that I've ever been around. I mean, the
Right.
rooms that I have sat in the past 32 day or 31 days, it's a dream. Like sometimes I'm like pinching myself because I'm sitting, and the way that that person treats me, you have an idea of, I'm sitting in this room with this, $300 million producer,
Right.
and he's nice to me.
Right. And I don't want to make this a whole EXP Fire Friday thing,
No.
but the thing is it's so great. And one thing that I love is what you're saying as far as being a part of this organization, everybody is sharing their knowledge.
Yes.
And we talked about at the very beginning, right? Like you for NAREP, where as far as like you thought this way and you thought this way was the perfect way until you saw someone else do it a different way.
Yeah.
And said, okay, maybe I can take a couple things from there and throw it into how I'm doing it and make it work for me too. And it sounds like, and I've experienced it too, being in those rooms, right, with those high quality producers, and just crazy visionaries.
Yes.
You're exposed to so much knowledge that takes you way past real estate.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's like, what they say, once you expand your mind, you can never go back to, who you were.
Right.
And it's happened so quickly here because it's so prominent. It's all of the time.
Right.
Just the minds, and you don't need, it's like just becoming a part of these minds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people charge money for that. And here it's like, no, just come on, come and do whatever you're doing somewhere else. You just do it here and you'll have access to all of this.
Yeah. I believe the saying is better, faster, stronger together.
Yeah.
Something like that. So quick question. So when your role, right? You have a lot of these calls with people who may be a good fit for the team, who may be a good fit for another team, maybe a good fit for just EXP as a whole. What are some of the questions and what are some things you're trying to figure out when you're having those conversations to kind of figure out, okay, this person is great for the team. This person is a great partner. This person maybe not the greatest fit, but I can put them somewhere here to see them succeed. How do you kind of figure out who goes where?
So I just try to find out what the struggles are, what they love, because that matters too, right? We want to make sure that the things that they love, that they're still, that they still have an opportunity to have those things. But what are the struggles? And it's very common. It's
Right.
very common in this industry. People leave brokerages for the same exact reasons. The support. That's number one. And it's great because based on that struggle, if it's something other than support, we are connected to so many different people that specialize in certain things.
Right.
So, and again, once that person can overcome that struggle, because this is a growing business, right? So you start and maybe you don't know anything, and then you start transacting and you grow. And again, one of the neat things about being a part of the Vision Builders, which I'm just like so excited that that's what I am. I am a vision builder. Is we're going to start with you where you're at, and then we're going to help you get to that next level. But we're not going to leave you alone there.
Right.
It's not like, oh, you hit your ceiling here, good luck. No, we're going to take you to the next level, and because we're all on that journey, and we have different spaces for you when you get to those different levels.
Right. Okay. And I guess it sounds like your whole fulfillment at the end of the day is seeing other people recognize or seeing other people reach their goals.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Gotcha. I guess what I would ask is your role. I understand why your role is so important for a team like ours, for, Veronica, for anybody essentially, because I understand how this business works. So I would love to hear why you think your role is so important. Let's say you're running a large team, or I'm running a large team. Why would I want to hire someone like you?
If you're running a large team, somebody has to own recruiting, right? So, I work with Jet. One of the things that I am privileged to do is talk to John Cheplack.
Love him.
And I know he's so amazing. And one of the things that he is always asking the people he coaches is who owns recruiting.
Mhm.
So I think that a lot of brokerages, they go too wide,
Yep.
right? And he's like a deep person, right? And when one person owns recruiting, like this is it, this is all that I do. I am 24/7, because even when I'm sleeping, people are emailing me, texting me, Facebook messaging me. So when one person owns this, then the growth immediately happens.
Right, and it's not and 100%, and not only do I think it's recruiting is obviously amazing for growth, but sometimes it's amazing for stabilizing your team because real estate is a business where not only do people fail in their first however many years, and people, decide to get out of their business. Some people want the salary, some people want those jobs. So, attrition is real in real estate, probably more than any other business. So I think if you're not recruiting and no one's owning recruiting, like you said, then you're just going to keep decreasing the size of your team, decreasing the size of your team. And Veronica says something all the time, and she says, what if your top producer walks out the door? Who's their replacement? And a lot of teams models, like you said, where, they join a team and they get what they want and then they leave.
Mhm.
And so your job is so important because of that ongoing cycle, that ongoing attrition. So you're able to, when that top producer walks right out, okay, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7 more coming through the door right away.
And it's funny because the FIG team, this is just I think the unique opportunity with the FIG team is that we take an agent and they will do what most agents, or not even just the 1% will do in 5 years. Our agents do it in 1 year.
So great. It's
Like our
amazing.
beautiful Grace.
Yeah, I love Grace. So
Yeah.
Grace, for context, is one of our new agents. Grace has already executed, I believe, 9 executed contracts right now, and she was in our October onboarding class.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and that doesn't happen without someone bringing her in and people preaching the brand and everything like that. So, my last question for you would be, you're a vision builder. What is your vision for your role going forward? Where do you see this position? Where do you see the team? Where do you see your partners in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so I just got done with boot camp for Global Alliance. And one of the things that they said is about retirement. And I'm like, gosh, I just don't see myself retiring.
Mhm.
So they don't say retire, they say rewire.
Okay.
And I love that because I feel like, this is a business that I want to do. I don't know, until my last breath. This is a people business, right?
Right.
I want to be surrounded by people until my last breath. But now I get to literally help people have unlimited potential here because there are no barriers here.
Yep.
It's just so much. And you know what's funny is I hire people on and I don't even talk to them about half of the benefits that we have because it's too much.
Right.
I don't want to overwhelm them. So once they start getting and they go through training, onboarding, boot camp, and they're like, wait, what?
It's like a happy surprise.
It's like, wait, I get that and I get
Yeah.
that. Tell me about that. I want to learn about that. But remember, I come from where I was recruiting. We didn't have any of these things.
Mhm.
And so, if people come for people.
Right.
So what I love about this is that the right people are coming together
Mhm.
and it keeps attracting very like-minded people. And it doesn't mean that you have to already think like us
Right.
or like them or whoever you want to be attached to. You just have to see yourself,
Mhm.
um, want those opportunities. The best part is you can have them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Patricia. That is it for this week's Fire Friday. I hope you will see me next week. I'm not sure. Veronica might take her job back, but thank you so much. This was a pleasure. And I didn't know much about you before this. So it was awesome hearing your story and
Thanks.
hearing how much you love what you do.
Thanks.